Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing marvellously well. I'm sitting here with my exceptionally good friend, Mr. Jerry Hammett. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Warren. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Still day here. I know it's night for you in Canada.
Yeah, beautiful Toronto. Yes.
So yes, we did a thing. Jerry and I have come up with a book. Home Studio Recording, The Complete Guide. It's something we are incredibly proud of. And of course, there's a link down below where you can buy it. Thank you everyone who's been asking me about this book. Ever since I mentioned it about a year ago, I get at least an email every other day going, when's your book coming out? When's your book coming out? 3 years of our life.
3 very interesting years. But that's the way these things go. You think you're going to jump right in and bang something out, but something like this, that wasn't the thing to do with it. The thing to do with it was to honor the concept and the title and give people that are going to receive this book something very complete and something that helps them understand the basics of putting a studio together, and then all the wonderful things that you do in working with artists to bring great music to life. And I think we've captured it.
I think so too. I'm super, super proud of this. I've been telling a lot of people behind the scenes just how wonderful it is. I mean, the line at the top says it's studio setup, pre-production, producing, recording, mixing, mastering, and more, to be honest. How to encourage creativity out of artists, how to plug things in, why you need to plug things in, how to record pretty much every instrument. I think we covered strings through to drums, vocals, acoustics, pianos, horns, xylophones, marimbas, Peruvian sphincter flutes. What? Everything. This is incredible, and I must tell everybody I couldn't have done it without Jerry. Jerry and I would do these very long calls. I'm sorry, Jerry. I'm very sorry. Now I think about the pain I put you through, and we would just cover absolutely everything. And the great thing about Jerry, as if you don't know, he wrote all of those books up there, all of the Beatles recording reference manuals. So I knew when I was working with Jerry that I was going to have somebody who was concise and focused and could take all of the millions of ideas and experiences that I've had and create this. Jerry, you're a rock god. Yeah, I'm so proud of what we've done here. This is absolutely incredible. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I'm equally proud. And the experience was great. I got a rare opportunity that most people don't get to spend a lot of time with Warren and learn from him as we were going through this. So I was asking questions I was asking questions that I believe anyone would be asking around the process, the inspiration, why you make the decisions you make. A lot of we talked about, especially when it came to things like pre-production and producing and then getting in the studio and working, confirmed a lot of my experience and my thoughts about the process. Primarily that kind of big idea that you don't do anything you don't have to do, but you do everything you need to do to bring the best out of your artists and bring music to life. Hearing this from Warren and someone who's working at his level compared to my level was a really enriching experience. So I think we did 25 or 30 multi-hour interviews. There's a lot of talking.
Wow. Hours, several hours times 30.
That's something else with for people that are looking to pick up the book. We're drawing on our experiences, but we're also taking the best of things that Warren has gained through the people that he's worked with on Produce Like a Pro on the channel.
First of all, the forward is by our dear family friend, one of the greatest guys in the business, Mr. Jack Douglas, wrote the forward for us. So that was amazing. He wanted to read the book before he would do it. So I love that. He's like, send me the book and then I'll write something. So this book has all of your needs, from choosing the right equipment through maybe cherry picking cool pieces to add to your arsenal that people are going to be excited to see, to boosting and cutting frequencies on kick drums and guitars and vocals, and how to mic up things, techniques of mic placement, of mic choices, of interfaces, of compressors, of EQs, of dynamic compression, multiband compression, everything, through to the psychology of working with the artist, how to get work, how to maintain relationships. It covers everything. It's the complete guide. It's the home studio recording, the complete guide. I'm really very proud of what Jerry and I have done with this book. Page 5, Reed Shippen. I find that the best projects are always the ones that are collaborative, the people that can get past whatever ego or insecurity they are dealing with and just go, look, we are all professionals. We all know what we are doing. Let's make this as great as possible. Those always turn out the best. It's a wonderful companion piece to everything that, we've been doing with Produce Like a Pro, but also, I think it's a labor of love for both of us, isn't it? Because you're a guy who's an engineer as well, but you're also a massive music fan. And I was talking to Michael Beinhorn not 20 minutes ago about how there's a lot of video contents and conferences and panels and all this kind of stuff about boosting and cutting 10K and 12K and all this kind of stuff. And we cover all of that stuff in there and more. There's also a bigger deal, and that is the love of music, the excitement, the creativity, the inspiration that you need going in or that is created in that process. And I think that combining all of that together, and this is a real labor of love. And once again, as I said just 5 minutes ago, you are the catalyst that made this happen. I'm blessed to have done this with you, my friend.
I appreciate that, Warren. What I really like about how the book turned out was that blend of core technical knowledge that we're passing off for people that might be on the start of their journey as producers or mixers. For people that know this stuff inside and out, there's also probably some things that you're going to pick up on the more advanced side that we've captured. The nuts and bolts of this is working with people and understanding how to bring the music to life through people. It just doesn't happen without the songwriters and the musicians. And it doesn't happen, frankly, if you're working at even just a little bit different level, it doesn't happen without knowing how to get the best out of the people you're working with on the technical side.
But rest assured, it does cover every single technical issue you may ever encounter. It is an encouraging book on creativity and an inspiring book on creativity, but it is also a handbook. It is a handbook where you're like, how do I record that? Here we go. What is a desktop interface? Boom, turn to page 67. A major consideration when choosing an I/O is the number of simultaneous audio sources you will need to record. This goes back to the question of what kind of music you want to make and purchasing the requirements to record it. It's like, these are questions that I get asked 100 times a day when somebody says, what do I need? Why do I need an interface with this number of inputs or that numbers? Often if somebody's asking me that question and they are making modern pop music and they want to get started, it's like they'll need one or two inputs. They're going to be predominantly recording a vocal. But then if you're, in a rock band or an indie band and you've got a garage and you're recording drums, probably going to need at least 4 inputs to get a decent-ish drum sound. Kick, snare, and 2 overheads is a great starting point. So we discuss all of that, what you will need and why you will need it. Here I am here on page 243. We're talking about strings and woodwind. Talking about recording ensembles, close miking solo instruments, the Tom Dowd technique, mixing with pink noise. People ask about that all the time. Pitch shifting your delay, the house effect, tips and tricks, widening a mono guitar, detuning a reverb, detuning the snare and the key of the song, adding body to your vocal, multi-thickening. I mean, it's got everything.
Yeah, we couldn't call it the complete guide without trying to cover the spectrum.
If we're going to have the audacity to call it Home Studio Recording, the complete guide, we better make sure it is the complete guide. We admittedly looked at everything else out there. We wanted to look at everything was around and make sure we covered everything that everybody else did and more, and make sure it's modern and it's up to date and it feels current. But it speaks to everybody. As I always say about Produce Like a Pro, the reason why we have such a high subscriber count is because we talk to many different people of many different genres and many different age groups, many different everything. It's not just about, we're this genre or that genre or talking to this age group. We do stuff on hip hop, we do stuff on death metal, we do stuff on folk, we do stuff on country, we do stuff on jazz, we do stuff on classic rock, modern rock, everything. And to me, I firmly believe that if you're a producer, an engineer or a mixer, You want to understand all genres and all techniques because there's very few people that work in a very narrow niche. If you can get into that place and become a multimillionaire on one narrow niche, God bless you. But most of us, even the biggest names that we all know out there, are working across all genres. So this is a book for you talking about every different type of miking, recording, mixing technique. I love it. I just turned to it. I'm seeing So by Peter Gabriel being mentioned. Yeah. Yeah. And look, Lily showing how to wrap a cable. I mean, yeah, it's covering absolutely everything. I'm really excited. Jerry, you're a rock star.
Really excited for the book. Really excited to have it in people's hands, have people benefiting from it, building their knowledge. That's the whole point of it, is to get this out of our heads and into the world and help people. Yeah, well, help people make better music. That's the whole idea. Make the best music you can make and give you the tools to do that. It is difficult for the majority of people, and me included, to get all these inputs from producer blogs and YouTube and name the source, and really kind of filter like what's valuable, what's going to move me forward in my journey as a producer, as a mixer. I really think that we've been able to synthesize the lessons that we've learned and the lessons that we've taken from others that we've interacted with, to bring that out into everybody's lives if they pick up the book. That was the idea. We've gained from this stuff. We hope that you guys can all gain from it too.
I've talked about this many times over the years, but I'll reiterate it. I grew up in a little village. Honestly, I was kind of blessed to grow up in the beautiful part of the world that I did. But my father was a painter and a sculptor, so a bit of feast or famine. And that was okay. We didn't know we were poor because I had a rich kind of, cultural upbringing. My dad loved classical music and he loved jazz. So it was all the best music in the world. And the only non-jazz we had was like Songs in the Key of Life. Pointing behind me, it's covered over there. But my earliest memories of music are, of course, Mozart and Beethoven and Tchaikovsky and Mussorgsky and Handel and Haydn and all that stuff. All of that mixed with Bach, mixed in with going on holiday to Wales to stay with our uncle and having an 8-track cassette and listening to Songs in the Key of Life. And so for me, I don't know if I could have had a more idyllic musical childhood than classical music, jazz, Wes Montgomery and Django Reinhardt and Charlie Christian and Joe Pass and Ella Fitzgerald and Stevie Wonder. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So that's my upbringing, growing up on the best music. But I didn't have any friends in recording studios. But all my friends were musical. We were blessed. So blessed to grow up in that environment. So everything that you see here that I got from making music was from making music. I didn't have the benefit of going to a music school, and I didn't intern or assist or run at a recording studio. So for me, this book and Produce Like a Pro as a channel is all acquired knowledge on the job. And the reason why I started Produce Like a Pro and the reason why we wrote this book was because the way that most people now have to learn is like this, is in the real world. It's in the world of just, I hate the phrase hard knocks because it sounds so cheesy, but it is all about actually just doing it. So as Jerry was pointing out, this is a wonderful opportunity to give back and help people, and cut out a lot of the sort of the BS and really make it focused on actual learning.
Yeah, one of the things we talk about in the book is that there's a lot of great sounding theory out there. There's a lot of stuff that sounds like that should work. That's going to do the trick. But it's not based on actually solving a problem. It's based on, the theoretical use of a compressor to do this particular, job that no one actually uses a compressor to do. It sounds cool. It probably does work. But is it going to solve your problem? We try to really get through all that noise and confusion that's out there and bring you guys the information that is based off of this is how we use it. This is what works. This is what delivers results. And something we talk about in the book is no one doing this work like Warren does this work, like I do this work. We never do the hardest way possible. We never chase down the most difficult conceivable way to get sound out there and make a record sound good. We always are trying to like cut to the chase and always trying to figure out the clean solution that gets us the result that our artist wants and that people enjoy hearing. What you won't find in this book is time wasters, things that will send you down a rabbit hole that really aren't going to be applicable to your everyday life making music. I don't have a music education either. My path to this, a lot like Warren's, is self-taught, learning by doing, learning by making mistakes, learning by being around people that knew more than I do, that were willing to, and still do, and were willing to share that information with me to help me be a better musician, a better engineer, producer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think of it with that old cliche of we stand on the shoulders of giants to do the stuff that we do. And we're trying to bring those experiences that we gain from great people and smart people through this book out to you, so you can, you don't have to track them down. You can just gain from their knowledge the way that we've gained from their knowledge.
Absolutely amazing. Well, Jerry, thanks ever so much for doing this with me. I couldn't have done it without you. Everybody, please go and check this out. There is a link down below. I'm so proud of this. I'm proud of the work that I did with Jerry on this. It's hard to express how much detail is in this, all the way from writing the song, first of all, the equipment you need to record it, creating it, writing it, recording it, mixing it, mastering it. This is amazing. The diagrams, we've worked with some really great people on this. The diagrams in this are absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Jerry. You're a rock star. Check out the link down below for the book.
Yeah, buy our book. It's great.
Buy the book. It's great. No, and go to the website down below. You can check it out. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Jerry. You rock. Please leave any comments and questions about the book down below. I'd love to have a conversation with you about it. You guys rock. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Jerry. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, adios, goodbye, ciao, tschüss, tschüss.